All right, yo. Jeremiah Black Development Network. Yo, this has been a long night. So I've clipped up. This might be another long one. I apologize for these last two being a long one. I did get a lot of great feedback from from the last video I did, but here we are. Anton, Pocket Watcher, is he a fake guru? I'm gonna kind of leave my questions to the back of the video, so please stick around. I'm gonna do my commentary, but my overall thing I'm gonna leave at the end. This was necessary. One dude said it wasn't necessary. This is totally necessary. I wish that most content creators would do this because you guys as fans or even onlookers, viewers, whatever, have a lot of questions for how these guys grow their wealth and who perfectly to ask the questions and be the moderator, then pocket watching with JT because he's going to ask those questions. So let's get into the first part. I don't know shit about Anton Daniels. Not a damn thing. And if you Google the motherfucker, if you not Google him, YouTube him, first thing that shows up is exposing Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels, who is he? Anton Daniels stole $40 from me. Anton Daniels is a bitch. Like, that's the first couple things that come up. So I can't really even get into his videos because it's so many flooded videos of who is this guy. So this is kind of my first time really reacting to Anton Daniels. So please bear with me. I hope this is a great stream. I'm gonna play this all the way through. I'm gonna clip up little parts, but I went straight from his talking points to the fandom or whatever you want to call them, smoke people coming in for smoke for him. I went straight into that. So let's get it started, man. Let's get it started.
With some other people who I wouldn't call them trolls. They're people who have concerns. Let's say that. People who have concerns. The number one thing they want to know is, Anton, how did you become business successful? Many people want to say that you did not become successful in business until YouTube. And you're faking a successful business life prior to YouTube. So, and really, I don't even know your background like that. I mean, we know each other from the few times we did shows together and stuff like that. So I honestly don't know the answer to this. What the hell did you do before YouTube?
Well, at what point in YouTube? Because I've been documenting my YouTube journeys for the last 8 to 9 years. So at what point? Because the whole journey is verifiable. Literally, I've highlighted and showcased way before I even opened up my second channel, way before I was even part of the Manosphere, I don't consider myself a part of the Manosphere, but way before I even started the Lapeef Network, showed my real estate, showed me buying Rolexes, showed the whole thing, but then along the way, documented the different businesses or some of the businesses that I was a part of. So if anybody that knows my story, and we can go back and I'll show the receipts, and I got plenty of videos that I can reference that's online. I got my W-2s. I got everything, right? The biggest thing is just a combination of things. And this is the thing that I advocate for other people, right? The biggest thing is that the majority of my success came from capitalizing on the things that regular people do, which is get a great job, continue to level up, get educated, become a software engineer, eventually, and my LinkedIn is available for everybody to go on there and everything like that, eventually became vice president of user experience at multiple different companies, including a bank. And then I leveraged a lot of the different assets and the money that I made in order to invest in things like real estate. I capitalized on making sure that I always maximize my 401k, my Roth 401k, and then also continue to invest in companies that I absolutely champion in the stock market. And then in addition to that, I've always had different businesses. One of the businesses that I've always had is different web development companies. And I can break down exactly what it is that we do, how we make our money, the whole 9 yards.
All right.
That's pretty much the foundation of who I am.
Let's rewind a little bit. So let's break that down. All right. So, what type of education did you get prior to high school to get the
Or after
positions
high
that you said
school?
you got? Right. Yeah. After. Yeah. I'm sorry. After high school. After high
So
school.
when I
What
first
education did you get?
when I first graduated high school, because I'm from Detroit,
Right.
the biggest thing was that my brother got me into the plant. That's documented way before any of this YouTube stuff. He got me into the plant, and I worked at Rouge Steel, which is in Dearborn, Michigan, right? It's on my LinkedIn and also all of that, right?
Right.
I was making about $118,000 a year, and I was working on the line, but we had unlimited overtime. So we was working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. Obviously, you got to include holidays. Sundays was double time. We was in a union, and we was killing it. We was getting money.
What age is this?
19.
Damn. Okay. 19. All right.
Yep, 19. Me and Rita got back together, wound up getting married, got married at 2000. Well, not got back together. We reconnected. We wound up having a romantic interest in each other, got married at 22 years old. And then I got fired at right before the recession, 07 or something like that.
Okay.
So I got fired, and all of this is documented. I've talked about this, even though Shay Duke Jackson did a review and used it as a talking point in order to showcase exactly how you pose a move, because I wanted to use it. The whole idea behind my channel is learn from my successes and my mistakes. But anyways, long story short, we had this thing that we was doing back in the plant when you didn't have enough time. And what happens is when we didn't want to go to work or we wanted to go on vacation, we would go and get a doctor's note. We would go and go to the real doctor, get a doctor's note, say that something was wrong, and whatever happens, right?
Right.
I had a plug that basically worked at a doctor's office. And so she was basically the person that did all of the secretary work, the doctor's work, and she was a relative. Wound up getting fired, but then it was a ripple effect, and it didn't just touch me, it touched her, it touched several different people that was in my family, that we was all connected. Everybody that she ever had referenced, all of them got fired. So I got fired from my job, a really good job, which wound up being a blessing in disguise a long time.
How the hell that was a blessing in disguise? What the fuck? You got everybody fired. The fuck is you talking? You got everybody fired because you wanted to call out sick. Hey man, hey, this starting off bad. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know too much about the business side of it. Excuse me. I don't know too much about the business side of it, but at the end of the day, big dog, hey man, that's kind of irresponsible of you. You got everybody fired. Man, hey man, that ain't even no plug either, man. You got everybody fired, bro. But I'm gonna move on because I want to kind of continue to get into the conversation. Most of this shit is filler, so let me get into it a little bit.
Negotiating pay packages, right? How to do certain hacks in order to ensure that you get certain monies when you're doing things,
Monies.
from a financial perspective. We talk about building certain businesses, and I don't just tell them how to build the business.
YouTube court.
I actually go through and I show them in real time and have them participate in actually building a brick and mortar business, and then I give them equity in those companies. I show them how to become a silent investor in certain companies, right? We actually do this thing in a Patreon where we do live streams, and we do it in like a pitch series, right, where people will come in and they will tell me what their business is, or we will all vet the business together. I'll give them my insight, and if the business is good enough, I actually fund the business, and I don't take any equity in there. So we do a lot of...
Make that part make sense to me. You're funding the business, but you don't take equity. So I'm assuming this is debt. They're going to pay you interest back on your money.
No.
What?
So is it charity?
No, I actually like to reward the people that do the work. Because what usually happens...
Hold up. Bruh, you can reward the people. The government is my bad. My shit's freezing up. The government rewards people by giving them loans on their businesses, hoping in the fact that they will pay them the fuck back with interest, depending on the loan and how big the loan is. So I don't. You just loaning out money. Hey, that shit kind of sounds like money laundering, but I ain't gonna really say that out loud. But that shit kind of sounds like money laundering a little bit. But you just giving out money for free, and you're not a business yourself. Like, you're not an entity yourself. I get that you can talk about some nice gestures and stuff like that, big dog. No, I gotta at least get that shit off my taxes and stuff, because you still gotta pay taxes. And one of the things he's actually accused of is not paying his taxes or something. I think he has a lien on his businesses. That's alleged. He says he has liens on his businesses and things like that. So I don't know anything about that, but that's what the shit is. Let's get back to it.
And I give it out of my own money.
So
What
this is
you
like a grant.
No, not my
You said
own
what?
money.
This is like a grant, like how some bigger
Yes.
organizations give out a grant.
Yes, and you can
Okay.
actually see the people that's in the Patreon and people that do it. I promote their businesses. I don't ask for any payment for it. It's a lot of people that will come back and say, Anton, help me negotiate my pay package, the whole 9 yards. But I actually wire the money. I show the receipts. I've even showed them on my regular live streams in the morning. And I just make sure that their businesses get off the ground. And I try to help them make sure that they get the experience, because a lot of people can tell you how to start a business, but very few people will actually expose you to what it takes to do so.
Okay,
So I
so
fund their businesses.
I still need help with this point, because I mean it's the CFP in me. Okay, are you taking a deduction like a sponsorship or something? How are you? I mean, because it would be silly just to give a business funding.
Why?
And have no, let me finish the statement, and have no other finance. It's like if a client came to me and they wanted to be charitable, and they saw some family who got hit by a tornado somewhere, and they want to write a $50,000 check. I would say, great, you got a great heart, but before you hand the check over to the family, how about we funnel this through the foundation? You take the tax deduction and get it, because that's just how we structure things financially. You're just giving businesses money, and not taking.
Let me say this, and this is, whether he cares or not, I'm a nobody. Let me say that first. I ain't nobody special, big dog. This is an opinion. This is not finite. I've never made any content that's finite. But from what I see so far, and from what I see on his live streams, Anton, he might make a lot of money, but he's a little reckless with his money. And when I say reckless, I mean that, brother, you talk about you went through a recession, you went through all these different issues, and not to say that you don't have money on the back end and you're not safe or anything like that, but you're not thinking about the future. You're thinking about, all right, I spent my 10 years, all right, it's time to spend my money. No, it's not time to spend all that damn money. I don't care how good your heart is. Everybody thinks they have to be the good guy or something like that. And no, bro, you can do that on your Patreon and still help people. You don't have to necessarily give them money, free money that you can't get back, that you can't write off your taxes. You gotta pay the full amount of taxes. And you say you gave out, a lot of money. The fuck? No, man. No, hell no.
Taking a tax deduction or anything for it.
Yes.
That sounds crazy as hell.
Why is it? I give away in the last December, I gave away over $30,000 just for Christmas on a live stream.
God.
Yeah, but
No.
If you had me on your team, you'd be taking a tax deduction. I wouldn't allow you to do it, because it just seems fiscally irresponsible to give away that much money and not at bare minimum get a tax deduction.
No, well, you don't say no.
What are you
He
doing?
just said that. What are you doing?
I mean, it's the video.
Who's
up
it-
in the
who's
Patreon.
advising- who is
Listen,
advising
anybody
you?
that wants to go on the Patreon, man, look at the videos. They are there.
I'm not even.
Boy, he showed he gonna reference that Patreon, boy. Y'all what's in that Patreon, man? There's money in that Patreon. Somebody let me know. I might sign up myself, man. He got some money in that Patreon, man. But hey, man, let's move on because I want to move on to some of the people that are on his live streams. Now, I've already gone past the people that have bigged him up on the shit. He had some people come through. I'm only talking to nothing but the detractors and all those people. So
I cannot imagine spending like even
I've literally did a show with Jacqueline.
And quick shout.
And I'm not giving.
Hey, that's.
Oh, there it is.
Ask Quentin here.
That's the dude that was talking about my wife.
Oh, this is another wife talker. You a grown man talking about other people's wives?
I'm sorry. Is that you?
Hey, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. And,
hold on, Quentin.
Why
I
you
didn't
start
confront
with
you
that,
on my
Anton?
channel
You know
about
that's not
talking about
true.
my wife.
What's up?
I said, did
Man,
I
I never talked about your wife. Let's not even do that, man.
you want me to pull that up? Quentin, you know better. Come on,
Man, let's not do that, guy. That's not what I'm...
Real quick.
That's Anton.
Did you ever mention somebody's wife, Quentin? Yes or no?
Did you mention my wife on multiple different videos on your channel, Quentin?
Okay, and I have never talked bad about your wife. If I did mention your wife, it was because you and her.
Have you mentioned?
Hey, hold on, man.
It was because the bad part, but you did. But have you mentioned her in multiple different videos? Hold on, bro. Hold on, because I'm gonna let you answer your question. Ask your question, and I'm gonna answer it. Have you mentioned my wife in multiple videos on the internet? Yes or no?
I have not mentioned your wife on multiple videos on the internet. What I have done was I have made content talking about certain things, about things that you have said that I didn't like. Now, the reason, in fact, hold on, let me look this up.
Are you really serious?
I'm here,
bro? You haven't mentioned my wife on multiple videos on the internet?
Anton, listen, man. Hear me out.
What type of a man?
I did a video today. Hey, hold on, JT. I don't know you. I'm a married man, just like you guys are. Hear me out. I don't talk about people's families, all right? I don't talk about people's wives. Hey, Anton, I'm answering your question, man. I don't talk about people's wives.
I'm looking at the chat right now, and they even confirming that you did, bro.
Anton, what I've done was when you and the only time I've mentioned Sharita is when you all did that. I was doing a what was it? A response video to the video you guys did about marriage.
Did mention her.
Hey, hold on, man. Time. You guys did a video about marriage.
No. It's cool. We cool. Let's just get to the question.
Just move on to the question, man. We ain't got.
So this is the first detractor. I was actually in the live stream when this was going on. So let me say this, dog. Y'all beef is with I don't even care if like you were just discussing something about. I don't like discussing somebody's wife unless it is pertaining to some content or something like that. I don't bring up anybody kids or anything like that unless it's pertaining to the content. You get what I'm saying? Outside of that, ain't no point in bringing them up. So, you know, if you people are out there doing that, I've seen PBM doing that. The man asked you not to bring his wife into it. You could have at least done that. You know what I mean? These YouTube checks are not worth you creating this type of drama where if you happen to run into this man out in the middle of the street, he beat your ass because you on YouTube doing all this extra shit. See, not everybody is a YouTube content creator. Where this is to me personally, YouTube is the new Hollywood. It's the new facade things where people act like they got fake beefs and stuff. But let me tell you, there's a section of these people on YouTube that they gonna beat the fuck out of you if they see you in real life. If you keep playing with these people like this, right? So the only thing that I'm saying, I haven't seen the video where he's talking this shit, so I can't confirm that. But I already know what happens at the end of this. But let me be honest with you, dog. Y'all better watch what the fuck y'all say out y'all mouths if y'all not ready to square up on somebody. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. Because you never know, man. So they get the YouTube money and stuff like that, man. They might be able to fly out to where you at. And you're gonna see them in a gas station. You're gonna see them walking down the street or something like that, looking for you. The way they doxing people nowadays, man, and it's getting crazy. So you better watch your fucking mouth. You better be able to defend what the fuck you said on live stream. That's all I'm saying.
got a whole lot of time. Move on to the
No,
question.
no, cause I don't
Bro,
listen,
it's a
JT
lot of
man.
people that want to
I'm
ask the
respecting you
question. Let's just
guys.
get to the question,
I'm
bro.
not I'm not coming with the y'all coming at me with the hostility. I don't have no hostility
Hey,
for y'all.
you talk about a person's wife. That's what you earn. You deserve that.
Doc,
Let's just
Doc,
bro.
that's but see that's
Can we just
not
get to the
that's not
financial?
what it is.
Can we
Whatever.
just
You
get to the
talk about
question?
someone's wife, you deserve the heat. But by my grace, I'm gonna allow you to ask this question. So ask the question, but be a man about it. Go ahead, proceed. Or
Come
leave.
on, bro. You gonna ask a question?
Okay. JT, first off, I've never talked about anybody's wife, but Anton, what I was gonna say was this is the only reason I came up. Personally, me, I'm not a fan of doxing.
Jonathan
Okay, I did a
Barnville.
video today where the whole entire thing about my video was I'm tired of the whole doxing that goes on in all of these different spaces. I
True.
have issues with a lot of things you say and
I
do,
can agree with
but I
that.
keep it at that. My thing is I keep it at YouTube. I have a wife, I have a family. The last thing I would want is somebody looking up my family or looking up me or talking about where I live and shit like that. JT, I don't talk about people's wives. I don't do that. Okay? I don't I have never said one callous word about Sharita. I don't roll like that, man. That's not how I roll. All right. Just like I wouldn't talk about your wife, I don't want nobody talking about my wife.
Bro, can
You
we?
understand?
I only got a
So,
limited amount of time, bro.
Ask the question now.
all right. My question is, Anton, this is my question to you. All right. You were talking about how you buy these Rolexes, you get these cars and stuff like that. I come out the church, Anton. Where I come from, a lot of times that is just a gimmick. A lot of times people will use the Rolex, they'll use the cars, they'll use the house as a gimmick, and they'll buy things on credit. And they do that to sell as a charlatan way of selling a lifestyle and a narrative. Now, my question to you, Anton, is: Are you 1,000% certain that the things you are teaching in your Patreon or the things that you are doing, it is something?
Before I let him finish that, I do want to answer to this question right here. He's like, it's interesting that thousandaires are bashing a millionaire for receipts and things like that. They're not like, I will say this: they're not bashing him. I've watched a whole lot. Well, I ain't watched a whole lot. So I watched like half of it. I was going in and out. Had something to do. They're not bashing him because he makes millions of dollars. What it is, man, if you're in these spaces long enough, there's so many exposed videos on these people, man, and the fucking shit is just so crazy where half these guys are not who they say they are. And what it is you have all these eyes glued on YouTube. YouTube right now is the I think it's like second search engine or whatever the case may be, next to Google itself or something like that. It has billions of users a day. You get what I'm saying? And what it is, man, when you have all these, and I can only imagine that most of these are coming from poor communities, people who don't have anything better to do with their lives and things like that outside of gluing themselves to a cell phone. Now, what I'm saying to that is that you have somebody like Anton who has the shoes in the background, who got the Versace robe on, who has like who comes on and puts every time he comes on he puts like I've seen his lives, so I've seen him put the watch on and he gives his woman her watch or whatever the case may be. Just speaking of how they come in, the theatrics of them coming into their lives space, that is telling to the outside audience that, okay, this guy got a lot of money, this guy has all that stuff. And so, and you're also, in a sense, you're still teaching, even if when you're bragging and all that stuff, it's still teaching. And some of these kids think that they can go out and duplicate exactly what you do. Okay? So, that's why people are questioning it. You got to question these people. You got to question them.
That somebody can replicate. Are you 1,000% sure about that?
1,000% sure. And I'm willing to show some of the videos that's in my Patreon right now in order to substantiate what I'm saying.
I'm gonna take you at what you said, Anton. If you say you're 1,000% sure, I'm gonna take you at that. Okay?
That was the question.
Because I'm personally, me and JT, to you, personally, me, man, I like your content. I like how you handle your channel. I think that this whole entire whatever you guys doing, I don't see the point. personally, me, I think it's I think it's a bunch of BS, man. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
What-
I don't
hold on,
respond.
Time out. What's the BS?
The bullshit, man, is responding to these doxers, man. If they're losers, let them be losers, doc. Like you, I saw the video you did the other day as a response to Mr. Real Estate. And I'm not saying you shouldn't defend yourself. I'm not saying you shouldn't handle that shit. But like to me, man, it's like I saw that shit and then I went back and looked at some other videos. To me, the whole it's like when somebody doxes you, then you got to respond, then you respond. It just becomes this whole
Quentin,
circle
I
of
got a
bullshit.
question for you. Hold on, JT. Hold on, JT. JT, hold on. Quentin, I got a question for you. Hey, the Mr. Real Estate dude, when he was on a panel and he was doing live streams about my wife and he was talking negatively about me, was you on there contributing to the conversation?
I was contributing to the. Hold on, I was contributing to what he was saying about you being a fake guru. That other stuff he was saying, I don't co-sign that. Those are not my thoughts.
You specifically talking about my wife on his live stream, bro. I was watching it.
You didn't speak up and say, "Hey, bro,
You
let's keep
spoke
this,
about my
let's
wife
keep
on
this
his
way
live
this needs
stream.
to
But see,
be."
I wasn't gonna say nothing until you tried to check JT about him responding to something. But the very dude that you just tried to suggest JT don't check, you was on his live stream talking negatively about my wife on it, bro.
You was key with him?
Anton.
Is that what's going on?
Come on, man. You know
Anton,
I pay attention. You know I know.
Anton.
So
This is the second thing I don't like.
Listen.
I can never have.
Listen. So when you're on the panel with someone, even if you have a disagreement and you agree with a disagreement that they have with Anton, you hear them going crazy talking about his wife. You don't have the integrity to say, "Hey, bro, let's keep this where it's supposed to be on Anton." You don't have the integrity to say that?
JT and Anton, your beef is not with me. I don't have any beef with y'all.
I'm asking you a direct question.
The beef, it's a smoke. Well, I would consider this a smoke show. Y'all are coming up with smoke. Even if you're saying that you don't like something about Anton or the beef is not with you, bro, here's the thing, bro, especially if y'all gonna go up there. I make my videos, big dog. I don't expect any of the other dudes that come on my shit, Tim, EJ, to speak up for me. Okay? If I had a problem with Jason has a smoke show, I'm gonna go up there, big dog, and I'm gonna say my piece, and it's gonna be me. Okay? I'm not gonna bring his wife into it. I'm not gonna bring anybody who's not supposed to be into it. Now, here's the other thing. And that's the contradiction that I have with this space too, is that y'all telling JT he can't be friends with Anton Daniels, but the dude who the Mr. Real Estate who watches the Watchmen has his own shit he dealing with, and you was on his panel. You didn't do no due diligence. You didn't vet. You didn't do any of that stuff. So what are y'all talking about? Y'all bringing these guys on y'all panels just to do the same thing that the other people are doing? That's recyclable. That's the recyclable shit. Now, also to point out, you were also the brother that was in the comment section talking about was this staged, and then they explained how it happened, how it came to be. Which PBM, he does show up here, but he shows up a little later, which is fine. But they know what this shit ain't staged. Y'all just can't accept that y'all are asking for these guys to show up and bring y'all up and have y'all have conversations, and then when y'all get to these motherfuckers' faces, y'all don't have any reasonable arguments. You get what I'm saying? His shit is well documented, at least at this point. There's only one person, and I'm gonna bring them up on here, so stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna bring them up. But there was only one person that I felt like had a legitimate argument. But let's actually get into that. I think this is it.
Listen, my people know that I'm certified, but we can rock.
All right, first gen, what's going on?
All right, first of all, thank you, JT, for doing this. Much respect to you. Anton, I find you entertaining. However, there's some serious questions people have. The first thing is that you're using sign language to people who have valid questions. Bragging about who has the larger stack is childish.
Wait. What was the question?
Bragging about who has the larger stack is childish. You're not answering with logic. You're using childish rhetoric against people who have questions about your so-called rise to success. Can we pull up his LinkedIn profile? And then, Anton, you say W-2 is greater than your business success, and that's how you got your millions. Yet you use the latter to boast about yourself as an authority figure on the internet. So it seems to be contradicting when you said the W-2 was the primary vehicle to how you have your multi-millions. But yet on the internet, you talk primarily about your past successful business experience when you're selling yourself out there.
Things could be true at the same time.
Yeah, so can we pull your LinkedIn profile? The certificates that you shown earlier in the video goes to community college. So you didn't get a degree till 2016. And I find it hard to say that you had significant W-2 success in order to make yourself a multi-millionaire.
How haven't I?
And some of your income is actually public information because you used to work for a public university.
Correct.
So knowing the salary that I know, that I've seen, I'm not sure how that's translating to multi-million investment.
How haven't it?
Okay, so so there's a couple of claims you stated in your videos. You claimed you had a successful software company as you sold. Can you name that company?
I didn't sell the software company.
Do you have a name for it?
I'm not telling you what the name of my software company is.
The
same way that what happened to the restaurant, I'm not giving out information. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could find about you was your restaurant. I didn't see any information about your software company online, and this should be public information. The restaurant information is public, so I saw the UCC filings, all that, like everyone else can see. But the other businesses that you claim to have created are not.
Okay. Here it is, guys. Here's that little pushback. Here's that pushback that I've been looking for. Now, here's the thing. I want y'all to notice the difference, though. Now, see, I don't mind having an argument or a conversation. I don't mind that. That's not what I mind. What I do mind is people that are going to come up and have a genuine conversation and have points to pull from. Okay? Like, that's what I have. I have a little bit of points, and that's what you're going to see right here. You're going to see a little bit of pushback on Anton Daniels. And this guy came up and at least had an argument. And that's why you notice JT let him rock. Everybody that keeps saying that they're friends, JT sat back and let that man go. Answer the questions, Anton. You know what I mean? That's what he said. Answer the questions. Now, here's the thing. Big dog, if I'm being pressured like this, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm revealing everything that I got to reveal. You're not protecting any business by telling this guy that I'm not gonna expose any of that. If anything, it is not just showing that you have something to hide, but it's also showing that you are really not here. People just don't know what they're looking for. This gentleman clearly knew what he was looking for. And this is what happens when you meet someone who actually goes into your field and things like that. See, it's cool to talk about. It's cool when, that person don't really work. See, me, I can't push Anton because at the end of the day, I don't know what Anton does. I don't know shit he talking about. I couldn't tell you. I'm just a podcaster. I'm just a content creator. That's all I do. I don't do, you get what I'm saying? So I admire this pushback. I'm gonna let it ride for a minute though.
Are not online, and it should be online.
I'm gonna tell you how you can find information. You are more than welcome to join the Patreon.
Boy, that man gonna promote that Patreon, boy.
You see,
hey, that man gonna promote that Patreon, bro. He's smiling and shit. He gonna promote the hell out that Patreon, dog.
It's like a sales funnel, right? Like it's this cult to authority. I don't. Anton, you're not answering the question. If you have businesses that Pocket Washington JT has a business, we could research his trademarks. We can verify his legit business. But for your businesses that you claim to have been successful in, we cannot do the same. How can you reconcile the difference?
How I've structured my businesses, I structured it to where I don't have to worry about people coming after me, because the one mistake that I made is that I used my real name on the internet. And I've learned that
I think you're capping the business, man, because the last.
Hold on. Let me answer your
question. I'm talking.
Let
me answer your question.
Let them answer. We're gonna give you time, but you gotta let them answer.
Let me answer your question. The one thing that I've learned is that a lot of the business that's tied to me personally rises and falls off of whether or not people like me. And that's one thing that I've learned from the restaurant, that I've learned to move a little bit differently, going forward, I don't want any business or anybody suffering as a result of it being directly tied to me.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you, Anton. If that's the case, then it's not the business that's necessarily the problem. It's you, right? There's some things about yourself that you need to change and things like that. It also means that you built a reputation that people can't really co-sign with. So really, what you're trying to be more of is a silent partner. You're trying to be someone behind the scenes that probably puts his money in, but doesn't really show his face, whether it's reputation, whether it's attitude, whether it's mentality, or whatever the case may be. You just trying to put your money in, get your shit, and get the fuck out. That sounds okay, but at the end of the day, like that just makes you even more shady. That's that. I don't really have much more to say to that.
So I no longer make that available for you guys.
Very modest, just about 5-6 years ago. So what super successful business that you claim to have created with
Take at face value because I'm not in your Patreon.
Shit, I fucked up. I'll cut that out. It's all good.
Up here.
All right.
Bro.
Hold on. We got peanut butter and jelly.
This one
in the
is
building. Cam up peanut.
My bad. Actually, let me go back to this one. Come on, go back. I got a lot of cutting up to do. Right?
So if you go 10 years after that fall, you have a W-2 job, right? That's for Black men. That's legit and everything.
Right now,
yes, but none of these roles.
Also.
I know, but none of these roles on your LinkedIn profile, right? Prior to VP, you say you had multiple VP experiences, right? I only see one VP experience.
I'm in a vice president.
You're in a VP role now. Yes.
I'm in one now, and I was with one with Comerica Bank specifically.
Yeah, but that's only two.
So what does that have to do with it?
I know, but looking at your prior, like a senior analyst, a senior engineer or something of that sort. So you're
worked my way up in, that quickly got promoted and worked my way up into vice president of user at Comerica Bank.
That's only one job that I can work in corporate that's confirmed to be a big bag. Other jobs that you have in there, those are not big bags. So when you said your W-2 was the primary way for you to have your multi-millions, where
does not reconcile. Wait. Let me explain it to you. Let me break it down for you. Don't overtalk me. Give me a second. The W-2 is the vehicle, the investment vehicle. Okay. The way in which we evaluate whether or not somebody is a millionaire is specifically by your net worth, which includes your property. It includes your real estate. It includes your assets. Any asset that you have contributes to your net worth. The primary vehicle that I used in order to propel myself, in order to be able to invest in all of these different things, is from my corporate position. You understand it now?
Look, okay, Anton, I'm not, so you don't know them about me, right? But I'm not a regular person, right? I'm up big league at a very young age. So I work in corporate.
What does that mean?
I work in finance. So you're talking is kind of cloudy, right? I know how you can leverage W-2 and 401ks, IRAs, all type of other investments, right? What was the investments that you claim to have made to get you multi-millions?
I just told you.
Okay, but it's like, okay, real estate.
And hold on, wait. I'll give you another thing because I don't want this to be really, really drawn out. If you want to go and look at the question. Wait. Let me answer. If you want to go and look at some of my property, it is very publicly available on my channel.
Anton, in a great recession, you was living with your parents, which is there's nothing wrong about that. But in the last 10 years, what has?
Hey man, listen. Got to start giving direct answers. You came to the smoke show. You got to start giving these guys direct answers. And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm protecting myself. If Anton went into this live and came out unscathed, I'm gonna be honest with you. He probably starts booming on YouTube, because at the end of the day, this was the only guy that had some type of pushback on him, like so serious. But let's go over to PBM again. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was disappointed in you again, and I'll say why I was disappointed towards the middle of this.
Butter and jelly. You're not coming with your with an avatar. Cam up. All right. Peanut butter and jelly. What's going on?
I've been back here for a while. I was getting ready to hang up. I was gonna do my response video and say JT lied, y'all. I pulled up, you know.
All right.
You got a question for me?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Before peanut butter and jelly asks you the question, let's put this in perspective of who this guy is. This is a man who came up on my smoke show with smoke for you, not for me, but smoke for you. Towards the end of the show, I actually give the brother what he said he wanted. He wanted a show on you. I said, okay, bring your receipts and we'll do it on Friday. A day before this show happens, this man makes a video featuring my wife. What kind of character does a man who wears a house is up here?
Bro.
Hold on. We got peanut butter and jelly in the building. Cam up, peanut butter and jelly. You're not coming with your with an avatar. Cam up. All right. Peanut butter and jelly. What's going on?
I've been back here for a while. I was getting ready to hang up. I was gonna do my response video and say JT lied, y'all. I pulled up, you know.
All right.
You got a question for me?
Yeah.
So why would you hang up if the stream's not over with? I could see if the stream was over with. Why would you hang up?
Hold on. Before peanut butter and jelly asks you the question, let's put this in perspective of who this guy is. This is a man who came up on my smoke
You don't
show
even know he muted.
with smoke for you, not for me, but smoke for you. Towards the end of the show, I actually give the brother what he said he wanted. He wanted a show on you. I said, okay, bring your receipts and we'll do it on Friday. A day before this show happens, this man makes a video featuring my wife. What kind of character does a man who wears a hat like this and is groomed as he is groomed would you expect? Dusty is as Dusty does. Let's just make sure that's out there. But once again, the pocket watcher is I.
You muted.
my
You
grace.
muted PBM.
Hey, you muted. Calm down, buddy. By
You're
my
muted, bro.
grace, I'm going to allow him to ask you this question.
So let's
I'm
just
nice
clear
like
this up. Let's clear this up. I went to Steve Harvey's.
What you can do is you can ask Anton the question. By my grace, I'm allowing you that. So listen up. Ask Antoine all the questions that you thought I should ask, but do it like a man to his face.
So we gonna do it how I want to do it, or you gonna kick me off?
Well, clearly
Come on,
you're
bro.
not gonna
Hold
do
on.
it
JT, don't
You on
JT,
my
JT.
show.
How do you go on someone else's platform and tell them you're gonna do it how we do it, or you're gonna kick me off? Like you're kind of like, again, like you're not proving the point. You're there to prove the point, and that's why I say like a lot of these guys, he will be more exposed if you controlled yourself and asked your questions. You'd be more controlled. Y'all think just because these guys pull y'all up there to have a conversation that I got him now, I can act all the way I act, big dog. We're listening for the content. Like I said, I only had one dude go up there and do what he needed to do. He got the fuck off, bro. He didn't have time to do all that extra shit. He ain't talk about his beard, his bald head. He ain't talk about his wife, where you pulled shit from. It doesn't matter that you went to Steve Harvey's page and you searched for this shit. It ain't that deep. He didn't ask for an explanation. He said he was okay. He said, go ahead, ask Anton a question. You still trying to explain some shit like that's gonna get you somewhere. Who cares, bro? Answer the damn question.
Hold on, JT. Because this is probably the only opportunity that I have to actually, kick it with him face to face.
And then on top of that, Anton, y'all keep saying Anton was scared, but Anton's telling JT to calm down and let Buddy speak.
And so I understand that he made a video about you. He's made some videos about me, which he didn't retract a lot of the things that I wound up proving wrong about some of the stuff that he made in the video about me. Right. He didn't come back and say any of that. But go ahead, bro. I just want to hear it. I want to have a conversation.
I'm gonna let him rock, but listen clearly. Peanut butter and jelly, junk food. If you mention my wife once, you're gone. That's the rule. Mention my wife, reference my wife, and you're gone. You're here to ask him a question about all the scammy stuff that you say he does. So here you go. Here's your opportunity.
Is this a fake Guru Friday or is this a softball interview with Anton? I need to know what we're doing.
Oh man, you
asked him the question, man. Come on, man.
Ask me the question.
So
ask me the questions, bro.
So every time I start off with, I went to Steve Harvey's YouTube channel where you were featured.
Man, why you gotta do that, bro? Just ask me the questions.
Ask him the question.
No, we just gonna, he be.
Oh, you talking about his wife again and all that?
He's
asking the questions, bro.
This is classic self-sabotage. He really don't want to face you and ask you the question.
Just ask me the questions. I'm right here. We ain't got to do none of the wife talk.
Just answer the question.
Ask me whatever.
Ask the question.
I'm right here.
Ask the question.
Before I ask the question, JT, you were lying.
Why do you need to?
He don't want to ask you a question. He doesn't want to ask you the question. This is your last opportunity. This is it. And there you go. That's the essence of a coward. The essence of a man who is engulfed in pornography.
And the thing is,
why he wouldn't answer your question?
And the thing is, he's gonna go and make another video. And of course, like, I don't go by fandom because fandoms, that shit is cult-like. I don't go by fandoms. I just seen your character, bro. I'm not even. You could have brought that shit up later on or whatever the case may be afterwards. But at the end of the day, he just asked you to ask Anton a question. I would have shut the fuck up and asked the question. Talking about we gonna do this how I want to do it on another man's channel. After he gave you what you wanted. And you trying to get up here and act the fool on somebody else's channel. Dog, I'm not for it. This is the last part that I'm gonna get into my spiel.
For 2 hours answering questions, and obviously most people know my outlook on finance, and I answered it the way that you know that I answered it. But I'm not there all the time. But I'm just taking on faith that you teach people the way you just said, right? You live lavish, right? But you don't teach them to live lavish. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna take that at face value.
I'll teach them to stay down for 10 years and then they can do what they want to do afterwards.
Perfect. But what do you say to this? There's more people outside of your community than are inside. And when they see your videos, when they see how bold you are, when they see your flashiness, more than two things can happen, but let's say two things can happen. Mm-hmm. Either they can be inspired by that and join your Patreon, learn how to level up and not be flashy, stay down for 10 years, or they stay outside, they see your flashiness, and it really causes them to have an unreal perception of life, and they try to match you. They start to live outside of their back, because we live in a world of keeping up with the Joneses. They see those shoes behind you, and they are living on a month-to-month paycheck, and they decide, when I'm stepping out, I want to step out and look like Anton. So I'm going to dig into my emergency savings fund to buy some $800 pair of shoes, because Anton did it, and I feel like I'm just as good as him. Because people do that. You understand that, right? They see you, and they try to act like you.
It's partially
without your resources.
It's partially true, JT, and this is why.
All right.
Is because to make that assessment would to completely ignore the first 5 to 6 years that I was on YouTube.
But they not there. I'm talking about the new people, the people who just come in.
Wait. So
there's a whole segment.
I'm supposed to present myself and live like a pauper in order to be more relatable to people. that need to make a difference or make some changes and evolve in as far as how it is that they need to move financially?
No. You don't.
I
have
wouldn't
to
say
do
I
anything.
wouldn't say a pauper. I'm starting to see a little bit of his character that people don't like. Not a pauper. Here's the thing, man, I'm a black man, so I'm speaking from a black man, black neighborhood, black perspective. You know what I mean? A lot of these YouTubers now are becoming the new rappers. Let's call it what it is, new rappers. JT makes videos on Mr. Organic. He's making videos on all these different type of fake gurus and things like that. That's the videos that he makes, okay? From a financial perspective. What do all these motherfuckers have in common? They lead with the gold jewelry. They lead with the cars. They lead with all that other stuff. The funny thing about the conversation with the gentleman that were two prior to this is I get where you're leading, where he had that conversation of leading with, you know, your jewelry and how people can see that as arrogant. Maybe you don't have anything. And then that conversation leads into people looking into your background and all that stuff. You get what I'm saying? And what black people specifically, what we do is we see people like Anton and we think, okay, we got to do exactly what Anton does to get to where we're at. Or when you see Mr. Organic, you ain't got to be on YouTube to make millions. You don't have to be on any of that stuff to make millions of dollars. It's great to make content, but you don't have to do it. And you need to he does need to understand that you can't, the way you present yourself. See, that's the thing, and I'm sorry to bring up Kevin Samuels in this video, but this is why I don't like Kevin Samuels. It's because he's obsessed with this word called image. Now, the problem with the image is that you can look great on the outside. You can have nothing on the inside. Everything that glitters ain't gold. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Anton. When you're sitting there in a Versace robe and, you know, you're trying to do that. And personally, I think he does it for the views because he has the money and things like that. But you got the shoes behind you. You come on, you put the Rolex on. You have the Versace robe on and things like that. You don't have to do it either way, because even just because you're wearing a suit doesn't mean that you're professional. Kevin Samuels presented himself as a chemical engineer that went to school for 4 years and had some type of business sense well before YouTube. Funny enough, PBM and other content creators before me have exposed his entire life. Even DJ Envy said he caught him outside the Hermes store in Atlanta trying to sell trying to get stylists and things like that. You get how that can be perceived as not really understanding what's on the inside of a person. And a lot of these people, I'm gonna just play the video because JT says a very important part that I love about this.
I'm presenting to you what happens every day. Every day, people are on these things. Right? They're on this. And 75% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
They're looking through a timeline of people who only on their best day out of a 3-month period do they shine.
Yep.
But they see Anton shine every day. So they want to populate their timeline of images of themselves matching someone like you. You don't see how that could be damaging.
So let me ask you a question then.
Uh-huh.
What adjustment would you suggest that I make? Because you can't wait. You can't present the problem if you can't also contribute to the solution, right?
All right, here we go.
Because
okay.
I believe that the solution is something different than you probably gonna suggest.
Okay. One thing that probably should happen, right? There's a leveling of the playing field, right? Right now, I know things are good. But for being Anton Daniels, right now, things are great.
Mm-hmm.
The story of you coming up and the being down 10 years, we got that. But for that person who's between 18 and 25, they're attracted to the rollie on your wrist. They're attracted to the Porsche. Mm-hmm. But they don't hear the message they only see the images,
Mhm.
right? What can we do? I mean, I feel as if there has to be more content around the realities of they are not going to live a lifestyle like you. It's not going to happen for the majority. And because they're shooting to try to be multimillionaires, they're living paycheck and paycheck, and they lose out at the opportunity that they really have to be middle class. How, I mean, we've got to show them the images of being middle class, knowing that middle class people who have a net worth of $1 million,
Come on, JT.
middle class people who have a net worth of $1 million do not look like you, and you can look however you want to look because you got the dough. My thing is, it's more likely for the masses who consume our content to become a millionaire with the low play, the less flashiness.
I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick before I let this, before I give my entire speech, man. I moved out here to Huntington Beach. I'm in LA. I'm from Atlanta, but I live in LA. Okay. Well, I don't live in LA. I live in Huntington Beach, which is like 30 minutes from LA. But I was planning on moving to LA. Let me tell y'all one thing about LA. LA ain't nothing but a fucking joke. There's one part of LA that has rich people on it, but to be honest with you, it's a fucking side. When I first touched down here, you know what I saw? I saw homeless people. I saw tents everywhere. I thought there was a goddamn concert outside. I was like, they waiting around for a concert? No, my nigga, that's the homeless people. I went down that street, if you know what it is, Skid Row. Went down Skid Row. Nigga, it looked like a third world country. I was getting emotional because I was like, these people are living like this shit is normal. You get what I'm saying? And this is a black man from Atlanta. I seen homeless. I ain't never seen homeless like this. I come out here to Huntington Beach, and sure, there's homeless people everywhere, but it ain't that many. But you know what JT said hits very clearly. I'm walking out of Walmart. See a nice little McLaren in the front. Damn, that's a nice ass McLaren. I bet a dude that's gonna pop out, he's gonna have on a suit, and he's gonna have on a suit and tie. He's gonna be hemmed up, or he's gonna be looking like, a rapper or whatever. Man, it was some regular ass white man in some Walmart cargo pants and a regular t-shirt. They don't look like you, bro. White, black, Hispanic, the ones that got the money out here, they don't look like you. They don't wear rollies, and if they do, it's for probably business meetings and stuff like that. They don't wear suits. That's why I get on Kevin Samuels. You could tell Kevin has never had any money because the people that have had money that I'm watching and that I've seen from Atlanta that actually have money, they don't act like that. They do not. You can tell that they have money just by the way they talk, just by the conversations that they have. You can tell they've had it for a very long time because they are not interested in what the fuck you think about them. They don't give a shit. So a lot of this stuff trickles into the black community, and that's what he was saying. The message is lost because all they're doing is looking at those shoes. The message is lost because all they see is that rollie. The message is lost because all you seem to talk about is how much is in your brokerage and your bank account. And then again, that trickles down to people starting to look into your past. Now, the thing is, you can have failed businesses. Trump had 6. He's a millionaire. There's nothing wrong with being a failure. But at the end of the day, you don't have to lie or anything like that. And I'm going to get to my last thoughts like this. Do I think that he's a fraudster? No, I don't. I think that what he is he's using his facade for a message. You get what I'm saying? And I do think that there are some conflicting ideals in this. I think there's some conflicting things within himself and within his content that gets people off the wrong way. I think that's also why he has not blown up, because he has a great channel. And he probably talks about a lot of great things. But at the end of the day, when you are leading with this arrogance, when you are trying to show everybody how much money you have and things like that, that's not going to work. It's not. We get mad at Kevin Samuels for doing it. So damn it, and we're not going to let you do it. You get what I'm saying? So that's my final point, man. JT, great time reacting. Anton, great. You sat there, you took it on the chin, you answered some questions, but some questions you didn't answer for whatever reason. But it was a great live. I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about YouTube from it. And I also learned a lot about the fandom that gets on YouTube. And so, you know what I mean? This is a great experience. I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out.